of this Saturday afternoon here in Cary, North Carolina. TST is headed towards the quarterfinals. That's right. And we get things started here with the Newtown Pride FC against Tel Aviv FC. A matchup of some experience and some youth. Let's take a look at the bracket and what we have here. The winner of this game will play the winner of our next game, Conrad and Beasley against Sneaky Fox. We'll have Blade and Grass FC later against SLC FC. Como 1907 against Zala FFF to set up the semifinals. Should be a great day of soccer here in Cary, North Carolina. Justin Kutcher alongside former MLS midfielder Michael Lahoud. And Michael, these teams are now 3 wins away from $1 million. And it's a great matchup because yesterday we saw Newtown Pride with a tactical just takedown of the DMV Diplomats. This is an experienced team.
And this is a team that does it their way. Possession is the name of the game, and really patient build-up, being tactful, and then when they have the opportunity, striking a goal.
As far as Hapoel at the other ends, this is the youngest team in the tournament. Just 2 players over the age of 20.
This is a team that has a lot of pride in what they represent, bringing their entire nation and raising that flag here in TST 7v7. What I loved about them, they are the run-and-gun youngsters of this tournament.
This team is one of 3 teams that's still undefeated. 4-0 so far. Can they go 5-0? Whoever wins will get a chance to put their name up on the board. Last night it was Newtown Pride FC putting their logo up there. We'll have starting lineups in kickoff of the quarterfinals coming up next.
Number 38, Yuval Cohen. Number 37, Amir Ella. Number 33, Matthew Frank. Number 45, Sami Jenis. Number 34, Amit London. Number 27, Leon Ramat. Number 24, Omer Igor. Number 55, Ito Sharon. Number 3, Douglas Silva. And number 39, Avi Turgeman. TST rules are as follows. There is no slide tackling, no offside, and we play 2 20-minute halves, followed by target score time. At the end of the second half, we set a target score by adding 1 to the leading team's goal count. The first team to reach that target score wins.
Hey, Justin, tell me again how you're going to say Tal Arkel. His last name?
I was going to say Arkel.
Arkel. Say it one more time.
Arkel, like Arkel.
Okay, I'll try.
Come on, Katie.
I'll try my best.
If you want to say Arkel, just do it and we'll roll with it. Otherwise, I think it's going to be Arkel. But
Arkel.
Yeah.
I just cannot roll my tongue.
Do you ever? No, don't roll the tongue. Have you ever had challah?
Like
challah French toast?
Hummus. Tal Arkel.
Yeah, Arkel. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, David.
All right, good luck, Katie.
Beautiful day here in Cary, North Carolina to get these quarterfinals of the TST set. Newtown Pride FC against Tel Aviv. And for more on this matchup, let's check in with a 3rd member of our team, Katie Witham.
You know, guys, we didn't really know what to expect coming into TST. That's the beauty of it, right? But it's making dreams come true. Remember, all of these players were once fans, and the best story that I've come across is over here on this Tel Aviv sideline. A very young Tal Arkel working a game gets to see and meet his legend, Douglas Silva. Fast forward now, and the 19-year-old is stepping onto the field with his idol. He got to meet him before this tournament started, and of course, they took another picture to commemorate the moment. How cool is it for him to now be on the field with him, getting that experience?
I just got chills. Yeah, that is so cool. I mean, I can't even fathom what it must be like for Tal Arkel to have that, to grow up being like, this is like my idol, and now he's my teammate.
This is what goes to show you that you have to have someone that gives you the dream that you can go and do it, and you'll be rewarded. You never know where this game is going to take you, and today it takes him here at TST 7v7.
And here are the rules: 7v7, 20-minute halves, substitutions on the fly, no throw-ins. Every game will end in the target score time. That has proven to be a ton of fun. Let's take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by UFOS. We saw this Newtown Pride FC yesterday, but players to watch on both sides.
I'd say the front two, Gabriel Costa and Kelvin Nunez, they put on a show. Costa is going to be the one who is dictating possession, trying to find Nunez in attack, very gifted striker. And for Tel Aviv, it's going to be the defensive partnership of Silva and Arkel. Arkel has the freedom to get forward and dictate and create things.
Newtown Pride is in the black. Tel Aviv is in the red and whites. We're underway here, quarterfinals, 3 wins away from the $1 million grand prize. Paolo Nascimento in net here for Newtown Pride. Ruggles. Here is Costa, one of those guys you talked about. Costa making the turn. Nice recovery here, and we're going to have a play on. It was a clean tackle by Nunez. The first shot, it's going to be headed away by Douglas Silva, and a corner kick coming up here for Newtown.
And you're already starting to see, as soon as the two attackers for Newtown, Costa and Nunez, get on the ball, there are 2 or 3 Tel Aviv players coming to double down, even triple team at different times.
Just one change in that starting lineup for Newtown Pride FC from yesterday to today, and that was putting Kelvin Nunez in there as a starter. And here's an opportunity early, but it's going to be cleared away.
Rightfully so. Nunez has been a man on fire in the last 2 matches. A lot going through him. He's not just your central striker that's going to stay between the defenders. He wants to be in the channels as well.
Out of bounds. Here comes Ariel Cohn, a 19-year-old. Again, almost every player on this roster for Hapoel Tel Aviv is 18, 19, or 20 years old. The only 2 that are older than 20 are the backup keeper, Matthew Frank, at 23, who played at Stanford, and Douglas Silva at 39.
I remember watching Douglas Silva in the UEFA Champions League. Just a very smart center back, has loads of experience, whether it be in Brazil in the top league or in some of Europe's most high-profile divisions.
Robert Palmer. They'll play it back to the keeper, Nascimento. We've seen the young, fresh legs of Hapoel Tel Aviv be able to get out to a 4-0 start in this tournament, and you wonder, how are they going to apply that pressure against this team of Newtown, which is so patient?
So far, I've seen them go man-on-man, and that's something I think is very different from what Newtown has faced. In the last couple matches, teams have ceded possession to...
Ruggles sending in dangerous ball. Ariel Cohn coming down the left side, sends it all the way through. Some speed for this Tel Aviv team. The cross doesn't get through as Ruggles is able to break it up.
Teams have been willing to cede possession to him.
Thomas Cruz tried to make the move. This will be a corner kick. James Thomas Cruz had a goal in a victory yesterday. First knockout round over DMV Diplomats.
It's a heck of a finish, too. He's a live wire. As soon as he gets the ball, he puts his head down. Such an aggressive dribbler. He will want to go straight to goal when he gets in on the field.
Hey guys, Katie down here on the field. I'm going to jump in just with Newtown on the ball. I spoke with their head coach, Obasi, before this one. He told me that they...
First shot off the crossbar. A takedown in the box. It was a slip. Liad Ramotes, the first real opportunity of this game. And now on the counter, the cross, and this will be controlled by Ido Sharon, the keeper for Tel Aviv.
And this comes from Tel Aviv winning pressure higher up the field, and this is the benefit when you are playing man v man. You have to win your individual battles, and Silva plays the entry pass into Ramote, and that is a rip from distance. the Tel Aviv team, they're one of the more high-profile shooters, and they shoot on sight. Not afraid to really test goalkeepers.
A foul here against Newtown Pride FC. Katie, let's go back to what you're saying. Sorry about that.
No, listen, Tel Aviv, and I love everything that you guys are saying. The scouting report I've got on Tel Aviv down here is that they're the complete team, and other teams are paying attention. Specifically, Obasi, the head coach for Newtown Pride, said he was up really late into the night last night watching Tel Aviv's last 3 matches to get his own scouting report. He told me he's keeping his eyes on number 27 in red and white and number 35. The guys want to really stay pretty close to them and try to shut them down, but he said the key to combating what Tel Aviv does is to try to play the whole game in their half, so they're on the edge, making it hard for them to get on the ball like they are right now and press. But he said to his guys the last thing before they stepped out there, remember, this is why we play the game, for games, for matchups like this.
Hey, this is, you win, you move on, you lose, you go home. Tavoy Morgan gets to the end line. We've seen good things happen when teams get to the end line in the 7v7 format. Off the hands of the keeper, Sharon.
Sharon had to come out for that. The Samoa was ghosting in off the shoulder of his defender.
That should be a foul. Ruggles with the push. Our referee today is Mike Laverne. And Tel Aviv gets it back in quickly. Benbeniski, number 32 for Tel Aviv. There was what you were talking about with me before. They are not afraid to take shots from distance. This Hapoel Tel Aviv team, that was an opportunity, a chance right there by Sagi Ginas. Got blocked, but they are going to fire away from 20, 25 yards out.
It's not the same player who's going to be taking the shots, which when you're the defending team, when you're in Newtown, you have to be that much closer to the attacker, because in TST 77, we've seen a lot of teams back off looking for maybe one extra pass from the opponent, not this Tel Aviv team. If you give them 5 yards, they'll make you pay.
Felipe Dutra able to intercept that pass. No score here, 7th minute. The first quarterfinal game of this TST. Marcel Berry in for the first time, number 23 for Newtown. Had an incredible scoring opportunity that went wasted against DMV yesterday.
Fortunately, it didn't cost his team because it was one-way traffic in that first half. It probably should have been up by much more.
Here he is, Berry, on the sideline, working. And it's taken away. Now played all the way back to Palmer. Takeaway, now the counter here for Tel Aviv. Remote. Tries to center it. Benbeniski. And a foul will be called against Leo Benbeniski. The 18-year-old who, he says he's been with this Hapoel Tel Aviv team basically as long as he can remember. He said all his life. He's only 18. It's not that long.
When you have a club with such great heritage in Israel like Hapoel Tel Aviv, you have no choice sometimes. It's in your blood.
This is the 100th anniversary of this club. The first team in Israel with both Jewish Israelis and Arab Israelis on the same team. Nice long ball sent down to Tavoy Morgan. Morgan with a turn, crosses. That attempt is going to be a corner kick. It was James Thomas Cruz who got in there.
And I think that matchup for Newtown with Morgan and Silva probably favors Morgan more than Nunez being in there. Morgan, he wants to invite that close contact, and if you get too close, if he gets a hold of you, he will try and spin you and roll you towards goal.
William Eske's in there, and we know Eske, he can fire with that right leg.
And some absolute cannons yesterday. 4 shots on the day, 2 on target.
Here is Eske. William Eske. His brother Jackson plays for Kingdom FC here in TST. Nice turn by Costa. Thomas Cruz thought about taking a shot, instead kind of reset.
With this low block that Hapoel Tel Aviv are playing, when you get that first-time layoff, the weight of the pass was set up there to take a first-time shot. But Thomas Cruz hesitated a bit, so he had to recycle.
Unforced turnover here as Tel Aviv gets it back in quickly. Playing down the sideline, Bembanisti able to keep it in or no? It was out of bounds, so the kick coming up here for Newtown Pride FC. A lot of people watching over in Israel right now, just around 7:15 p.m. in Tel Aviv. And a foul here. Free kick coming up for Newtown Pride. Costa to Nunes, trying to leave it back. A little miscommunication there with the keeper, Ido Sharon, and his defender, and it's going to be out of bounds. And now here is Costa, quickly moving, but it's takeaway.
We're seeing a lot of turnovers at midfield, uncharacteristic for both these teams.
Costa's shot going to go over the crossbar. He had the keeper Sharon down, and it was just too high.
Of all the players from Newtown, Gabriel Costa seems the most likely that give-and-go sort of presence from midfield, and that's a great save. Doesn't hit it as cleanly as he wants with that left boot. He's a player that can shoot with either foot. He's shaking his head in disappointment that that wasn't a goal.
Ido Sharon, a 20-year-old in net. Nice pass up ahead. We're going to have a corner kick coming up here for Hapoel Tel Aviv. Yuval Cohen able to work that. Argel. There was no one there, but it's going to be deflected out off of Newtown Pride FC, so it will be Tel Aviv ball.
Gabriel Costa out. Keep an eye. Now Kukin, number 16 for Hapoel Tel Aviv.
Nice little flick on right there. Another corner kick here.
Kukin going to be the one to dictate possession and decide when to go aggressively forward or when to just keep things ticking along.
That's number 16 for Tel Aviv. This is split all the way back to Silva. We'll go back to his keeper Sharon. Here's Al-Kukin playing over to Silva. One touch. Back out wide. A takeaway here by Samo. Samo breaking down the field with the left. Takes the shot off the post. Both teams have now hit the post or the crossbar so far in this first half, and still no score.
This is great work. This is counterattacking at its finest. Samo dispatches and dislodges possession, and when you get the ball to Nunez, you just have to make an alleyway and a space for yourself, and he's trying to bend it towards that near post, and a couple inches more to the right. That's a goal. But the angle worked against him on that play, but excellent counterattack from Newtown.
Ido Sharon taking his time. And a turnover in midfield again. Barry. Here's Tel Aviv applying some pressure. Dutra open on the left side.
You're going to see that throughout this match. This Tel Aviv team, they're young, they're relentless, and they're very high energy and fit.
So they're very young, high energy, fit, and we've seen Newtown sub in unlike any other team in this tournament. Dutra thought about taking a shot from distance.
Look at the difference to the two benches. Newtown can spot two teams in this tournament, while Tel Aviv a little bit lighter on the numbers, but I think that's by design.
Nascimento looking up ahead, posting up. We've seen that play a lot from teams, having, like a center forward just post up, try to set up their offense, touching it one way, left, right, or even turning. Again, there it is. It's Morgan, and a block by Ido Sharon.
I think you need that to be successful in TST 7v7. look at the rules, no offside. So that means your striker can be closer to the goal, and if you have a post-up player who can then take a touch and swivel around. Remember Lee Trundle for Wrexham?
Yep.
He was cashing in left and right because of that.
The shack of the TST. Let's go down to Katie Witham.
Thanks, guys. I'm here on the sideline with Tony Walls, who just stepped off the pitch. Tony, take us on the field right now. What were you seeing? How is this game playing out?
So it looks like they made some adjustments to how they've been playing in previous games. They're really high intensity, like the pressure high. I think they made the choice to kind of sit back to start and let us have a little possession. They want to transition. They're young, they're technical, they're quality players, and I think it's going to come down to whoever takes their chances, you know, as it usually does. So,
thank you.
You're welcome.
I like that. I like hearing that insight. Nice job, Katie, of that. Here you knew Newtown had done some scouting, and they realized early on, wait a minute, they came out a little bit differently than we thought they would.
That could be your advantage. If your team, and I remember that, my rookie year playing Major League Soccer, my team, Chivas USA, made the playoffs and was playing against a guy named, you might remember, David Beckham.
Oh,
and
Nascimento goes down. The keeper was trying to bring it in, and a foul's going to be called against Ariel Cohen.
This is the furthest forward we've seen Nascimento get in to the opponent's half, and that's a clear foul. Ariel Cohen trying to get around the other side, Nascimento, and he does well to keep his body and wait for that contact in front and go down. Well, on that Beckham story, remember we had this whole tactical plan to man mark Beckham. In 5 minutes he recognized it. We went and got smashed in the playoffs.
Drew Ruggles to take the free kick, two-man wall, trying to set it up almost indirectly. Ruggles gets it back, plays it out wide to Costa. Costa, nice cutback. Little 1v1 move to the end line, and it's cleared away with a header.
We're seeing a different side of Gabriel Costa's game. Yesterday against CFB Diplomats, it was more passing, possession, keeping control of the tempo. Today, it's a bit of that Samba sizzle.
I like it, the Samba sizzle. Ruggles on the right side. Here comes SK. Costa. Some of the sizzle. There you have it.
What do they call that? Techers.
Here's a shot. That's going to go way wide. And a goal kick coming up here for Tel Aviv. Quick line change made here for Newtown Pride as we're just about into the 18th minute, scoreless game here in this first quarterfinal match.
So many players coming in and out for Newtown. Another
nice opportunity. Morgan takes the shot, and he puts it in. Tavoy Morgan gives Newtown Pride FC the 1-0 lead.
And as this half had been rolling on and rolling in, Newtown had started to get back into the match. It was Tel Aviv that started the brighter of the two teams. And this is the benefit of having fresh players on the field. This came in the midst of a line change. And transition is the name of the game. Second balls are the difference to this goal. Tavoy Morgan, he's already in transit, waiting for his teammate to nod that in his path. And because he gets in front of Silva, that's what makes the difference there. The goalkeeper comes out, Silva's in front of him. He doesn't know if he should come out further. And Morgan with the rightful celebration, enjoying himself.
So 1-0 Newtown Pride leading. As this will trickle over the end line for a goal kick for Newtown Pride FC.
The 18th minute.
Nascimento will get it in here to Palmer. See that pressure being applied up to the keeper, which we haven't seen much. And it's almost like in hockey, that forecheck. Just get out there, apply the pressure early.
And similar in hockey, I think you'll start to see Newtown, especially Nascimento, dump it like they do for a line change. But there's no icing in this.
No. No icing and no offside either. Ariel Cohn trying to send a long ball, but it's taken down by Somo.
I think Somo on that counterattack play, winning the entry pass in, and going and get that close range shot that hit off the post. I think that was a moment that built momentum for Newtown because they got more defensive. Ooh, tough tackle.
It is a tough tackle. Coming in hard was Amir Ella. Ella speaks with the referee. Ruggles wants a yellow card, but no yellow card right here.
Sumo gets there first. He's trying to go for the cheeky nutmeg. And Ella kind of cleans him out with the back legs.
Another turn. An easier play here for the keeper, Ito Sharon.
In the lapse of a few seconds, we've seen 2 fouls towards both benches. Hopefully Nunez is okay. He's down on the ground. Oof. Might be a problem.
We had this in a game yesterday, and I'll say the same thing. When you get hit in that area as a man, it's not fun. All you can really do is kind of bend over and just hope it goes away.
Yeah, oh, you hear the crowd feeling it for him.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably some people back home who are wincing on his behalf, too.
Everyone just going, ooh. The cross, easy play for Nascimento.
You've seen Newtown start taking the sting out of the game a bit, slowing the game down. That benefits them. They want to invite the press so they can make forward passes in their opponent's half.
But that will be the end of this first half. Newtown Pride FC leading 1-0 against the undefeated Tel Aviv, who is all set up with a diving header. And Tavoy Morgan with the left in the finish. 1-0 Newtown Pride FC at the half here in quarterfinal number 1.
The Greater Raleigh Sports Alliance welcomes all the teams and fans in attendance for this historic event. Check out visitraleigh.com for all the info you'll need to enjoy your time in Cary. Renegade GK is thrilled to be part of TST because, like us, this tournament is exciting and different. Come check us out and take advantage of the special 20% TST discount off all Renegade GK clubs. Fans, be sure to check out the soccer.com merchandise tent. It's conveniently located near the event entrance. There you can purchase all your official TST and team apparel right on site. That's the soccer.com merchandise tent located near the event entrance. North Carolina FC Youth is proud to have current and former coaches, players, and staff participating in TST. Visit ncfcyouth.com to learn more about soccer programs for kids of all ages and abilities. And on July 21st, North Carolina FC will host 2-time FA Cup winners Sunderland AFC right here at Wakemed Soccer Park. Be here for the action. Act now, fans. You can get your tickets today.
The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally in TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UPOS, the official active recovery footwear of TST.
We are back here as we take a look at this quarterfinals bracket. We have the Newtown Pride FC leading 1-0 over Hapoel Tel Aviv. And as you look at this bracket, which games are you so excited for?
Oh, I can't wait for that Como Salah game. I stayed up pretty much almost till midnight seeing that late game heroics for Como, but Salah also had a comeback of their own.
Conrad and Beasley, Sneaky Fox, that should be a high-intensity game. And really, when you think about it, you get through group stage, and you said this, being up here in the booth, you don't know how intense it is. Being down on the field like you were last night, it's totally different. Well, now you got that much closer to $1 million.
I saw tackles that I haven't seen since I used to have boots on in my playing career.
Let's not forget the $1 million championship game is coming up tomorrow on CNBC at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. At the half, Newtown Pride leading 1-0.
The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally of TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UFOS, the official active recovery footwear of TST.
Welcome back to TST. I'm Katie Witham here with the head coach of Tel Aviv. Coach, what was your message to the guys at the half, and what do you need to see here in the second?
Well, it's the best team that we play with until now. I think what we need to do is to be more patient. We need to look for the switching all the time. They're switching places, and they are doing the substitutes. And we need to be very concentrated about it, very focused, and to look for the right moment to press, to bring the ball, and to go for the break.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you have it. Asaf Garanstein, the head coach for this Hapoel Tel Aviv team. Undefeated so far, 4-0, but they're trailing here at the half. It's going to be very interesting to see how they come out here to open up this second half. Are you nervous, or are you saying, hey, no pressure, we're the underdog?
I think from hearing his interview, there's a sense of calm in his voice, and I think that goes a long way for these young players. When you look to your manager, you look to the elder statesman to bring that experience and that calm into your ranks. But the Tel Aviv team, they are made to attack, made to score. But I like his point of we haven't really seen them dictate as much possession in Newtown's half. When they were on the front foot, they would get in and then keep the ball moving to create chances.
It was a 2-1 victory for Tel Aviv over Far East United, knockout round number 1. Newtown Pride FC won 4-0 over DMV. So Tel Aviv is used to playing in these close games. They had that close game in the elimination game. And an unforced error right there by Ido Sharon, the keeper. Kevin Nunez, he started but didn't see much time in that first half.
It's down to the work that Silva was doing on him as a central defender. Sometimes in different games, we've seen this with some of the lead strikers in this tournament, especially in the knockout round. Sometimes it's a mismatch in terms of matchup, and his counterpart and replacement on the bench, Morgan, was the one that benefited from coming in and making an impact.
It was Morgan with the goal. Now a turnover here for Tel Aviv. Nunez, little give and go, gets it back. Nunez takes the extra dribble, and he goes wide.
This is one of the first times we've really seen Nunez not play on that high line. Drop centrally, almost like an attacking midfielder. Does the 1-2 with Ruggles. Really good pace on the pass from Ruggles. And because there's spin on that ball, I didn't know why he didn't chip that. That's made not to take an extra touch. It cuts off his angle going to goal. If he dinks that over the keeper, that's a sure goal.
Sagi Genius working hard down the other end of the field. Plays it back to Avi Tugerman. Ido Sharon up around midfield. They have a takedown, but no whistle. Now a takeaway and a shot and a save by Paolo Nascimento.
Sure hands from Nascimento. It had to be. Because another turnover in possession, heavy touch from Morgan. When that ball comes in, it's so important that he didn't give him a rebound, because Remote was right there to tap it in.
It was Arkel who had that rifle shot. A save for Nascimento. Ruggles now has plenty of room to work with. He'll take a shot with the left. The rebound is kicked away. Ido Sharon with a save. It looks like Avi Turgeman is hobbling just a bit, grabbing the right ankle.
Turgeman, that might be his most powerful contribution to this match and most important. Because if he's not there, that's a tap-in for Newtown.
What a great touch. Al Kukin. 23rd minute, 1-0. Newtown Pride FC leading. Sharon trying to set things up as the keeper as they play it back to him. Ido Sharon has played for the Israeli Premier League. Plays for the first team for Hapoel Tel Aviv. Nice turn. And a shot and a rebound comes out. And this will be a corner kick.
So lead striker Remote, who hasn't been involved as much as he was. In that first half, he hit a shot that hit the frame of the goal, but really good instincts from him to create half a space, then have a strike on goal.
This will be a foul against Tal Arkel. And again, almost every time there's a reset, you see Newtown Pride FC make a line change. Put 3-4 different subs in, get fresh legs.
Been to their benefit. That's how they scored that goal, and Tel Aviv falling asleep a bit on one line change that led to the goal.
Nascimento again, he's going to take a shot. We've seen him now twice come well beyond midfield. So at what point, if you're Hapoel Tel Aviv, do you step up and stop him?
I think if he does it again, you'll see them press, and he has to be careful.
Here's a turnover in the box, and Ido Sharon got there, covers up, loose, and now it's cleared away again.
Speaking of being careful, Sharon has to be even more careful. You can't be lackadaisical, and you definitely should not be playing hospital passes in your own box.
The cross goes all the way through, and the kick now for Tel Aviv.
But to that Nascimento point, before that, Ferdinand does well to dislodge possession, and Sharon, he makes up for his mistake. Credit to him. He dives in with his hands, and he doesn't get the player. You have to be laser focused. You have to execute well as a goalkeeper.
Good efforts by Tony Walls. He went down trying to draw the foul. Instead, goal kick. 26th minute, 1-0. Newtown Pride FC leading here in the quarterfinals. Nice takeaway. Argel plays it out wide. With the lefts, the remote has it blocked. Now the cross is too high. And coming back to play it is Somo. Again, here's Nascimento just dribbling up. And you saw a little bit of pressure being applied. Somo able to break free down the sideline. Nice heel flick. Somo going out wide. Newtown Pride FC able to control it, reset as we check in with Katie.
Hey guys, I'm down here with William Eske. William, take us back onto the field. Is this what you expected, and how do you guys want to influence the game?
This is exactly what we expected, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to come out on top of this game.
Appreciate the time.
Was that a guarantee?
Oof.
Did we just hear that?
I cringe at guarantees since the NBA playoffs. But hey, when you're up 1-0, you have that confidence to make that statement.
Up ahead, Remotes goes down in the box, and they're going to say no. It will be a goal kick. Got a Remote, the 19-year-old, trying to draw the penalty.
And this is on Ruggles. He steps in there. Ooh. It's really a game of inches. It just depends on where that plant foot is, and I think he may have gotten him just a bit. And Newtown let off the hook there. But you see this in the international game. If it's not clear and obvious as referee, you can't call it.
Yeah, that's so hard.
I don't think that was clear and
Here's
obvious.
a shot from distance. The rebound is loose, and it's cleared away. Amit Lepkin able to clear it away.
We've seen Newtown really start to grow in long-distance shooting, and Sharon there to clear that away.
Costa looking for some space. That tackle will be whistled for a foul. Somo able to draw it, setting up a free kick here. Let's see how many men they'll use for the wall for Hapoel Tel Aviv. Lipe Dutra lining up to take this kick. Right now a two-man wall. Kelvin Nunez in there.
On this free kick opportunity, wouldn't be surprised if it's one touch.
It's Nunez with the left and a diving save by Ido Sharon.
I thought this was going to be one touch rolled back for Dutra, but Nunez is aiming for that bottom corner. Difficult save to make if you're Sharon, because it's coming through traffic and it hops right before he makes the save, gets down low quick.
It's amazing what a couple of days difference can make, because if it were wet on the grass, maybe he doesn't make the save, and we're going to have a takedown and a penalty here. Avi Turgerman took down the goal scorer, Tavoy Morgan, and this will be a penalty kick.
Tavoy Morgan, keep an eye on his left arm. He's got Turgerman in there. And that's a post move.
Wow.
From Morgan.
Wow. And you can see why Tel Aviv is upset. That was just a heads-up play by Morgan, a savvy play by a veteran.
We see that so often in the NBA.
Yes.
Veteran players that want to bring you in close and just hold you tight and then roll you to going on goal. Correct call from the referee.
Kelvin Nunez is going to set up to take this PK. Nunez. He slow walks it in as he was waiting for Sharon to move. 2-0. Newtown Pride FC leading.
Goal scored by number 77.
Can I say something? Can we make a rule in soccer that you can't do that anymore?
No. This is part of the modern game, the modern era of taking penalty kicks a la Jorginho-esque of, I was going to say Chelsea, but he's at Arsenal now. When Nunez is going in for that penalty kick, he's waiting for the goalkeeper to make the move. And you see that more and more from players.
It's almost like that mind game. Who's going to move first? 2-0. Newtown Pride leading right now over Tel Aviv. A quick reset in the box. Another dangerous play and a save by Sharon to the end line. And that shot attempt is going to go wide off the foot of Marcel Berry.
And now it's Newtown that's starting to put the high pressure up. Look at how high they are. Look at the high line they have defensively as well. I think they recognize the physical matchup and physical advantage they have defensively.
Motes couldn't control it. Dutra kicks it out. You just get the sense that Tel Aviv needs just one goal to gain some confidence here. And then it could change everything.
Can't do that with giving and turning the ball over again and again. That's been the difference in this second half. Newtown stepping up their pressure and forcing.
Let's check in once again with Katie.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm on the bench with Kelvin. Kelvin, take me back to the PK. That purposeful hesitation you did. Did you know where you were going, or did you decide on the fly when the keeper moved?
Yeah, I just try to keep calm and see the keeper. And when he moves a little, I take the side. So that's a good trick, I know.
Yeah, I love it. Adjusting on the fly. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good trick indeed. A trick I personally am not a fan of. I'll just throw that out.
Well, the way he executed, I'm becoming more and more of a fan of it, not naturally.
Oh, nice header back. Here's Somo. Takeaway, and now a foul. And that's a quick reset up ahead. Oh, and now they're going to blow the whistle. Mike Laverne didn't blow the whistle right away. It was a really quick reset by Tel Aviv, and they had the advantage. Liad Ramotes was going to have an opportunity.
That's the player you want barreling in on goal. Been a bit quiet this half. Credit to Newtown for keeping him quiet. As soon as they see him high up, they really are defending with two center backs and then pushing everyone else up to go press.
34th minute, 2-0. Let's not forget target score time will be coming up. You add 1 to the leading team's goal total. So right now the target score would be 3. You're in the quarterfinals.
One player who's really impressed me throughout this game and in the second half is Samo. I think naturally he's a wide player, a winger, and he's recognized that as soon as he gets the ball, if he can turn and face a defender, he has the beat with his speed on the flank.
Argel. They'll play it back to the keeper, Sharon. Let's see how far he brings the ball up the field before he gets some pressure. Remote unable to control the touch. Played back to Argel. Sigi Genis. Can Tel Aviv connect some passes, create something?
We're seeing Newtown really go man v man. And Palmer on Remote, and even Ruggles stepping out on Argel. They're trying to nullify and make sure that, hey, if we win these individual matchups, then we force other players on the team who aren't used to making the game to go on and try and make the game.
Pressure is on Nascimento, applied by Ariel Cohn. Ruggles has that calming influence on the field for Newtown Pride.
he's not just your old school defender. He can defend, he reads the game well, but he's someone who can contribute offensively, already contributing with assists in games that matter for Newtown.
I don't know if you just saw that, but there was Tavoy Morgan again wrapping his arm around his defender. Talar Hell trying to draw yet another penalty. Oh, nice takeaway up ahead. Ariel Cohn. Cohn with a keeper out of the box. Here's an opportunity and a save. Oh my gosh, it's Ruggles in his legs. Another opportunity gets blocked. Drew Ruggles was there to make the save with his keeper out of the box, and that just kept it a 2-0 game.
I thought that was a sure goal for Hapoel Tel Aviv. Not the cleanest of strikes in the end. But man, oh man. Ruggles really throwing his body on the line in that. And that's such a difficult thing to do as a center back, is reading the trajectory of where that ball is going to go on the shot.
Trying for the heel pass was Costa. Now the counter for Tel Aviv. Thomas Cruz racing back down. He's able to force the goal kick. Watch this. Watch this ally save of the match. Not by the keeper, but by a defender, and he caught it between his legs.
And that was the most important part. This isn't the cleanest of strikes. He kind of scuffs it. If he puts it back across the face of the goal, then that's a goal. But Ruggles leaning to his right, that makes the world of difference. He keeps his legs close by, and that ball just gets stuck in there. It does give up that rebound that would have forced another opportunity for Tel Aviv.
Would have made it a 2-1 game, as we are now in the 38th minute. Nunez with the turn. Barry will play it back. Nunez just waiting with the heel pass. That's intercepted. A couple of quick touches. Cohn trying to play it back to his keeper, and this is going to be a goal kick.
Now you're starting to see a bit of frustration from the Hapoel Tel Aviv players. Up until now, it was run and gun. Everything going forward, try and be as direct as possible, but you're starting to see attackers and strikers not really want the ball. With their backs turned, trying to make forward runs, and they have to change that. Everyone has to want the ball, even when it's hard right now.
Silva, the veteran. Gil Sharon has to go back. Be careful. He's pushing up here, trying to act as another offensive player, create a mismatch. Lemkin now inside, the heel pass, and sliding out with a save as Nascimento covers up.
Smart goalkeeping from Nascimento, because the overlapping run from Lemkin was there. A little cheeky, that first touch creates enough distance and separation from the defender, but Nascimento sees that, reads what he was dishing out.
Coming up on the 40th minute here, before target score time. And a chance to move on to the semifinals.
Keep an eye on the movement of Thomas Cruz. He's just floating around, and that draws the defender out.
Ruggles tries to play it into Morgan. Now racing down the field. This is headed, and because it was headed back to the keeper, Nascimento can actually make the save and use his hands.
It's important that he didn't give it up for a corner kick, because that is an easy way to let this Hapoel team come back in the game. If you're Newtown, you just have to be solid. There's only a couple seconds left, plus stoppage time.
Now the long ball controlled. Alkukin. Here's Lemkin. And now coming back the other way on the counter. And And that will be the whistle to end regulation. 2-0. Newtown Pride FC leading as we head to target score time. The target score will be 3. The winner moves on to the semifinals tonight.
Every 5 minutes. And looking at some upcoming games today. On field 2. Conrad BC United will be taking on Sneaky Fox FC. Kickoff scheduled for 1:30 p.m.
We are back here for target score time at TST. And this is what happens. That target score is set at the end of the second half. It's the leading team score +1. The first to the target score wins. And the player is removed from each team every 5 minutes that the target score is not hit. So, what does that mean if you're new here to TST? It means if we played 5 minutes and it's 2-1, players come off as we have our target score time coin toss brought to you by soccer.com. Douglas Silva, the 39-year-old, the leader of this team. And Hapoel Tel Aviv is hoping that they can shock this Newtown Pride FC team.
They'll have to rely on the legs of some of these young players. And this is a group that isn't the deepest of teams in terms of what's on the bench because of numbers
Right.
alone, not because of quality. And if you look at Newtown, their game is based on substitutions. So keep an eye on that 5-minute rule in target score time.
We talked about this before the game. You mentioned how this Tel Aviv team was one of the teams that would fire from distance more than almost anybody else. Here in target score time, do you let it rip frequently, fast and furious?
I think you do because you need something. Maybe you take a shot, it takes a deflection. One goal can inspire the comeback of a TST 77 lifetime for this young group.
Nascimento. Again, this Newtown Pride FC needs just one goal to move on to the semifinals. There's a touch. And this will go over the end line for a goal kick. One goal needed for Newtown Pride FC, 3 for Hapoel Tel Aviv.
This is where Tel Aviv needs to be smart in possession. The ball will be your best friend in this because if you turn the ball over, the Newtown, all they have to do is get that one goal and it puts your team under a ton of pressure.
Good control there by Remote. It's knocked away by Ruggles. Really, Drew Ruggles is the reason why this game is 2-0 and not 2-1. He was the one who had that save, the Allies' save of the game.
What the heck of a save that is.
Caught it between his legs.
I think if Ruggles tried this 9 times out of 10, this is that one time that he gets it right, because we've seen most times that ball is in the back of the net and it's 2-1 and it's a different storyline.
Totally different storyline entering target score time, being a 1-goal game. Nunez able to turn. And it's knocked off of Silva for a corner kick.
Nunez is starting to figure it out, going up against Silva. In the first half, everything was in front of Silva. Is an elderly player, say elderly player, veteran player, makes him sound like he's 90. But as an older player, you're going to want everything in front of you. It's when you have to be spun around and have to run towards your goal, that's when you struggle.
Somo to Costa. Here's the shot, and it goes wide by Eske. That's the first time we've seen William Eske really take a shot here in this game.
Today, it's been more grit and graft from Eske. A lot of tracking defensively, especially players like Alcunin.
You can see some frustration starting to set in for number 27. We got remotes for Tel Aviv as the pressure comes up here by Cohen.
He hasn't gotten the service that he's been used to throughout this tournament.
Silva able to take it away. Player goes down for Tel Aviv. The officials waiting, and now Ruggles will put it out. Sportsmanship right there to make sure that Roy Alcukin is okay.
I think it's an inadvertent elbow. Yeah, it's that hand. That left hand gets flung up, and I don't think this was. Oof, yeah, it's that swipe with the left hand, but I don't think it was on purpose that he did that. When you are grappling, you're trying to get back to the ball. Sometimes arms and elbows and things can fly.
So the sportsmanship, they'll play it back to the keeper now, Nascimento. We've seen Nascimento dribble that ball up well beyond midfield a couple of times. You could see Ariel Cohen lurking, saying, not this time.
Well, because he's starting to advance the ball a bit more. That's something that we didn't see when Newtown was under pressure. Now, if you're Tel Aviv, having that extra player up in attack, it forces you to make a decision. You can't go high press because now there's an extra number there, and it creates a 2v1 between Cohen and Ruggles and Nascimento.
Alcukin making a move, has it broken up by Ruggles. Turnover, shot off the post again. Unbelievable. Alcukin hits the post, would have made it 2-1.
And this is why I said shoot whenever you get an opportunity, because this is about being opportunistic. He gets the right power, the right accuracy on this. But how many times have we seen Tel Aviv? Is it twice or 3 times now?
Yeah.
It's just so unfortunate to hit the frame of the goal and not bounce in on the inside of the post.
Cohen playing it to Silva. All the way back to Ido Sharon, the 20-year-old keeper. We're about to go to 6v6. And there we have it. One player coming off for each side.
And we are now down to 6 versus 6.
You see for Newtown, it's multiple players coming out.
Score is 3 versus 3 wins.
Making one heck of a line change to refreshen things up.
And you mentioned it, just pure numbers. Hapoel Tel Aviv doesn't have a ton of players on their bench.
That will start to become a factor. The freshness of your team. During this target score time, one mistake can cost you everything. But if you're Hapoel Tel Aviv, you're just looking for something to give you life. That all-important goal to bring you back into this contest.
Kept in nicely, Ido Sharon with that long ball. A couple of step-over moves, and this is going to be a corner kick. Sahiginas tried to go against Dutra, now gets it in quick. Here's an opportunity, and the player goes down, and we're going to have a penalty kick. Nunez with the foul in the box, resulting in a PK.
And the referee gets this spot out. Keep an eye. It is the veteran player, Silva, who comes in, creeps in. The first time we've seen him get into the box. And I think it's because the angle that Nunez takes. He doesn't get any of the ball. He gets all of the player. And this is the golden moment for this young Tel Aviv side.
Remember, it was a penalty kick that gave Newtown Pride the 2-0 lead. Now a PK here in target score time can make it 2-1. It is 2-1. Tal Archel with the goal for Hapoel Tel Aviv.
He said at the start of this match to keep an eye on this young player. He's listed as a defender, but because of the way he strikes the ball, just too much accuracy on that. He puts it low, he gets just enough power on it. Not the most powerful shot, but because the accuracy is there, because he just darts it towards that bottom corner, so difficult for Nascimento to get down low and get down fast.
So now it's 2-1. You can see these players for Tel Aviv coming out with some energy now after that goal. A player is down for Newtown. Newtown wants a foul called. That player down is Max Ferdinand. Here's Somo. Ferdinand is still down. Now he gets up. Palmer.
You've seen a difference in Tel Aviv. It's Archel who's being pushed higher up the field. He has the license not just to get up and attack, but it's his pressure that he's putting on these Newtown players that's making a difference.
A yellow card has just been given to Tal Archel for that foul from before. That was a very late yellow, as the official didn't want to stop the play. He thought that Newtown Pride had the advantage. Interesting.
Yellow card issued, number 35, Tal Archel.
It was a fraction of a second late on the tackle. You're going to have that sometimes, especially as players get tired.
In the 10th minute.
Now a takeaway here. Tel Aviv. That will be a foul. Archel goes down, now shoves the player. The player was Nunez, and is that a yellow card? Who's it going to be against? If it's against Nunez, that's okay. If it's against Archel with a push, that would be a second.
And this is retaliation from Nunez. Didn't like the challenge, and we've seen him mix it up in that DMV Diplomats game. It's a bit reckless from Nunez, and you see Archel is not happy about that, rightfully so. I wouldn't be. Definitely have some choice words for Nunez if I was him.
It's a 2-1 game.
Yellow card issued against number 77.
We're very close to getting to 5v5.
In the 11th
It was
minute.
just Nunez with the yellow. Sharon. Sharon trying to go all the way down to Alkukin. And with that ball going out, that is going to now bring us to 5v5.
And we are now down to 5 versus 5.
The numbers dwindling down.
Is 3.
Keep an eye on Douglas Silva. 39 years old. His movement, his defending. He'll have to be the one that stays back quite a bit, but on set piece opportunities, that battle between he and Palmer, that could be the difference. If he can get up, if he can time his jump, he can notch that all-important second goal.
The target score is 3. Ido Sharon will take it and get it back in quickly. Can the young legs and the speed of Tel Aviv even this game up?
You see, just as Heskey makes that 40, 50-yard run, his job is done.
Again, if you go after a ball like this in a quick reset, you could have numbers. 5v5 right now, 2-1. Sharon, the keeper. Little flick. Sagi Ginas now against 2, and it's going to be a goal kick. Ooh, I thought that may have been a corner kick.
I think the referee got that wrong. I think between Samo or Morgan, one of them got a toe to it. Yeah, that should have been a corner kick. It's Morgan that gets the last touch. Opportunity missed.
Paolo Nascimento, the keeper. Costa. He's a guy to look out for in this format right now.
Such a smart player. As I said before, Newtown, they want to slow this game down. They know that Tel Aviv, there's a bit of urgency behind them. For Newtown, they want to just let the time tick off and wait for that opportunity where the gaps open up so they can finish this game.
You got to think Costa's going to go up. If he makes a mistake over here and your keeper's that far out of the net, you could have a tie game in a blink of an eye, almost like an empty netter in hockey.
Tel Aviv's best chances have come from errant entry passes from Newtown and forcing turnovers. And Costa,
again, just passing it back and forth with Nascimento. Argel doesn't want to kind of push one way or the other, doesn't want to create an odd attack.
This is smart from Argel. He knows the most dangerous player, the most influential player is Costa. As soon as Nascimento starts getting towards the box, that's when that urgent defending picks up. But you don't want to leave this player, Gabriel Costa, free to dictate things and attack.
And the keeper, he was trying to end it. Here comes Douglas Silva. Keeper won it in the Zala FFF game in target score time. Here we are in target score time here, 5v5, Ido Sharon. Will we see the same type of tactical approach we just saw from Newtown Pride?
Sharon, shooting is not his forte from this more advanced position. He's going to want to play the surgical pass more than anything.
Now Ruggles just sends it back, and Sharon will race back to get it. This is what's so cool about this tournament, this format, this target score time, getting players off the field, opening the field. Kukin, here's Silva. Silva tried to cross, it's knocked away by Drew Ruggles, and a corner kick coming up, and you said watch out for Silva here, but now guess what, folks? We're going to 4v4.
Keep an eye on how tired Argel is. Hands on his knees. He's played a lot of minutes throughout this tournament. Very influential on both sides of the ball, and it's Silva who goes off.
We played back to the keeper, Sharon. Sharon coming in. Inside, and it's covered up by Nascimento, and quickly Sharon has to get back in his box.
Sharon played that pass. I thought he was coming for the layoff. That was there because no one was marking him. Vermont deciding to go at it himself, trying to swerve around and hit it first time.
So in this 4v4, you've got 3 offensive players and the keepers on the field. So much space to move. Ruggles plays it back to Nascimento.
Thomas Cruz screaming for that ball, saying, advance it, advance it. He could be the one playing on the end line that could ghost in unmarked to win the game.
Trying to go to the semifinals later on tonight. One game closer to the $1 million. Here's Costa. They wanted him to shoot. The fans were waiting for it. Instead, Paolo Nascimento, the keeper. I mean, it's like a chess match right now.
I'm getting nervous for these players just watching this.
Out of bounds. inbounds. Free kick for James Thomas Cruz. Ruggles plays it back to Nascimento.
If you're Tel Aviv, you have to pick and choose your moment to press. If I was in these players' shoes, it would be if there's an errant touch or if the ball gets stuck under Nascimento's feet. He's the one that's gotten a lot of the ball lately, and they're shading towards Costa, trying to deny service from him.
And you'd have to think if there's a guy on the field right now who doesn't have the best handle, it would be the keeper.
He's deceptively better than some field players in this tournament on the ball.
Here's Thomas Cruz taking the shot, the save by Sharon. Thomas Cruz again. There it is, the game winner. Newtown Pride FC moves on to the semis.
And Thomas Cruz, he's becoming the knockout round hero for this Newtown team. They rely on their bench so much, and it's bench players that have made the difference. Subbing at the right time, bringing in that quality and that freshness, as I said before, was something to keep an eye on. And Thomas Cruz denied once, but not twice, to win the game.
In 4v4 in target score time, James Thomas Cruz, his first attempt blocked. His second, back of the net.
It's because he takes a central position. When you do that, when you get in and around the goal, you give yourself the best chance to be in high percentage shooting positions. And he reacts quickest to that rebound. And he wasn't going to miss twice. He's got such a cultured left foot. He blasts that to the near side of the goal. Nothing Sharon can do about it, and Newtown wins.
And I'm pretty sure nothing will wipe the smile off of his face as he's down there with Katie.
I just thanked him for making this so much fun for us. Listen, I think Michael Lahoud upstairs said it perfectly. You were not going to get denied twice. Walk us through what just happened out there.
We were patient with the ball, and eventually they gave up the middle a little bit. I was able to receive the ball. Keeper had a good block on my first shot, and I was able to get a rebound, take a touch past the defender, and put it past the keeper.
Now you are 2 wins away from $1 million. Just what does this mean for you guys?
It's a lot for us as a club, for each individual and our coaches, everybody who's behind us. So it's just everything for us right now.
Your team is waiting for you. Get over there. Get over there.
Cruz played his college soccer at St. John's. He has the game winner to send his team to the semifinals, and he gets the honor of putting that logo up on the bracket, saying, yes, let's move on. As Newtown Pride FC celebrates their trip to the semifinals, give a lot of credit to this Hapoel Tel Aviv team. A team made up of a lot of young players, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. Their first loss came here in the quarterfinals. Let's go back down to Katie.
Well, Obasi, this is exactly how you scripted it up last night when you were staying up late watching film. What was this like from your perspective?
It's good, yeah. Like, we won the game, and that extra time was a little stressful when they scored one back. I thought, for the most part, we came in with a very specific plan, and based on what we've been doing previously, and we followed it, I think, really well for the most part. There's instances here and there that, you know, another set-piece goal, it's just disappointing, especially when we have such good defenders and such a good goalie that we concede so cheaply. They probably deserved the goal at some point, so. But yeah, it made it a little more nervy, and in the end, we got some very skilled players. So in that last little bit, when we had the 4v3, I kind of was, not that I knew we were going to win, of course. I just was like, you know, you can be calm a little bit because, you know, we got the numbers up. They're going to make good decisions. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
How challenging is that? Because you keep dropping a man as we go on here in TST. You need one more goal. I mean, it sounds simple, but in reality, how tough is it?
Yeah, I guess more, I think when you're watching, it just like ramps up the pressure. But obviously, I played myself. I think Gabriel, Paolo, the players who were on there, we trust them. You know, we trust them in those moments to make good decisions. And normally when you're on the field, the pressure is less than when you're watching. You know, I've always found that, you know.
We're up against the time, so I have to let you go, but just one word to describe what Drew Ruggles was for you today on the pitch.
Solid.
Absolutely
Not the most,
solid.
not the most-
Congratulations, Coach. We'll send it back up to you, Justin.
All right, Katie, thank you so much. Our first semifinal team is in. Newtown Pride FC awaits the winner for the next game coming up here. Conrad and Beasley against Sneaky Fox. We have 3 more games today. And then we have the semifinals tonight. Again, Conrad and Beasley United versus Sneaky Fox coming up at 1:30, so don't go anywhere. For Michael LaHood and Katie Witham, I'm Justin Kutcher saying so long for now. Congratulations to Newtown Pride FC. They are now 2 wins away from the $1 million prize.